Hi YouTube, hi Proverbs Chicks. It's Glam Goddess Brown coming back to you with another video. Just talking to you on some things that I feel are important to discuss because I've shared with so many people over the past few months on this subject, and they don't even realize it's the subject, but just um, ungodly soul ties. I just heard of that term maybe like a year ago. I'm not your um, chick you gonna see with a Bible every time you turn around, just quoting scriptures. I mean, hey, if that's your thing, nothing wrong with it. But I'm just trying to tell you, more about me. That's not who I am, but I do try. I try to live my life in a way that's pleasing to God, and that people will know that I'm a Christian by my actions and not by my words or the Bible I carry or the cross that's around my neck. And nothing bad for people who do that. And as I told you, I know there are areas in my life that need improving, and that's my, if you want to call it, New Year's resolution for 2014. So I'm just trying to be better, and I'm encouraging women along the way who want to join me on this journey of being a Proverbs chick. So just putting it out there. But I'm speaking to you today about ungodly soul ties. Lately, people have been talking to me, and I talk. I'm a cosmetologist. People sit in my chair. We talk. I have friends. We talk. I guess I'm the one you talk to because it's pretty much when you tell me, it's like a vault. It goes in and doesn't come out. So I thank God that I'm an encourager and I'm someone who people feel comfortable, talking to and sharing things with. But and these are, other folks' experiences as well as my own. And if I can't be real with you, then I can't, encourage you and do these videos. And I understand that. So these are not only other people's experiences, it's something I've dealt with myself. And I didn't realize what it was. Ungodly soul ties is not a term you will find in the Bible. It is biblical, but it is not, you're not going to read in any chapter, scripture, verse, the words soul ties. What you will read are the words knit. God speaks of knitting together or cleaving. That may be something you are familiar with, the word cleave, or where two become one. So we have given those terms a general term of soul ties. Soul ties is the bonding of souls. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. There is a good version and a bad version of the bonding of souls. First of all, to explain to you what your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions, your memory. Are you, emotionally tied to someone? Who is your soul tied to? Like I said, this is, something that you may just have an aha moment. Is there a person who you feel like you just can't get out of your system? The way some people put it, like, I just can't get him out of my system. I don't know why. I'm trying to move on, but I can't. You could be married years later, 5, 6, 7 years later, and this one person still crosses your mind. You drop everything. If that person comes around, calls, you have this emotional bond with this person that you can't explain. Yes, you love your husband or you love the person that you're currently with, but there's something about this other person that you just can't explain why you feel the need to keep in contact with them, communicate with them. And if you're married, I hope that's all um, that you feel the need to do. But I mean, this is real. This is a real problem. There's a godly soul tie. Godly soul ties is the love between a husband and a wife, parent and children, and genuine friends. There is, a genuine love, and there's a connection. Your souls have tied. It could be classmates, it could be co-workers, you could have been on a job for like 20 years, and you just have this incredible bond and love with your fellow co-workers. You have developed soul ties with them. People you talk to on a daily basis, eat lunch with all the time, sororities, fraternities. There's a genuine bond and your souls have tied. There's nothing wrong with that. Those are godly, pure soul ties. Then there are ungodly soul ties. And it doesn't have to be with a past sexual partner. But ungodly soul ties are usually, not exclusive to, but usually brought on by sexual sins. That's premarital sex, and that is adultery. Ungodly sex within the marriage, which is sex outside of the marriage. And I was thinking, I've been studying this for like a year. It's not much on it, but the digger I dig, the more I find on it, the more I understand. Maybe that's why it's in the Bible that we should not commit adultery or fornication. Because there are more than the obvious consequences that's involved with it. Sometimes these sins lead to, children, which all children are blessings from God, no matter how they arrived. But, sometimes there's more. Well, God always knows best, and he always knows more than we can see, because our thoughts are not his thoughts and our ways are not his ways, and he knows way more than we do. And he only sets these rules or instruction, should I say, in place to help us because he loves us. So I was like, there's obviously more to it than what we know, why God instructs us to do things or not to do things. So just throwing that in there. Which seems obvious, but sometimes we just think we know. I've talked to people who were tied to friends, unhealthy relationships, to women. This woman knew that this other woman was manipulative, controlling, talked about it behind her back. Just a no good friend, but she couldn't leave her alone. And I was like, that's so crazy. This woman means you no good. She talks about you, your child, behind your back. She is jealous of you. She tries to one up you on everything. You go get this type of house, she go gets the bigger one, you get this car, she gets, I don't know, the same car but bigger. Why do you feel the need to be around this woman? Why do you feel the need to call this woman your friend? And she couldn't explain it, and I couldn't understand it. Someone is bad for you, but you continue to put yourself in situations where you're around this person. That's, that was no sexual sin. That's just the controlling spirit of one person, and your souls have tied because they spend so much time together, and you find excuses. Well, our kids play together, they go to school together, and I'm doing it for the kids because they're such good friends. People have strongholds over other people, and you just don't understand why. You need to be careful who you lay down with and who you break bread with. And that's just keeping it as real as I can possibly keep it. You cannot break bread with everybody. You cannot lay down with anybody. God meant for us to be with one person sexually. Hey, I can't judge you on that because clearly I can't judge you on that. But all I can say is, when you learn better, you do better. Who is your soul tied to? Are you in a marriage and there is someone from your past that you feel like, you owe something to, conversation, time, because that was your first love, or it may not be a first love, but I need you to recognize what ungodly soul ties is so we can move from there. Are you in an abusive relationship? Or do you know someone in an abusive relationship where this man beats you? He may not put his hands on you, but he could be verbally abusive. He puts you down. He does not show love. He says he loves you, but his actions and his words go against everything that he's saying or that you want to believe. You have formed an ungodly soul tie. When you know that any relationship is outside of the will of God and you feel like you cannot break free, it is an ungodly soul tie that has been formed. Well, the good news is that we can break these soul ties. You don't have to be bound and chained to ungodly relationships where you feel that you can't leave, can't get out, and there's no hope. We'll discuss that in a later video, but this is part 1 of understanding what a soul tie is and understanding that you could be set free. This is Glam Goddess Brown coming to you with a quick video on understanding soul ties. First, you got to admit that you have one, and then we can go on to being set free. So, I'll see you later and have a blessed day, Proverbs Chicks.